Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Get ready for an exciting journey as we explore the orchestration of queues using the UiPath Orchestrator API. We'll be performing the various operations for fetching and creating the queues to managing queue items and linking them to the different folders. It's a comprehensive guide that will elevate your understanding of orchestrator queues and empower you to take control of your automation processes. So let's get started. But before we dive into the details, let's understand the significance of mastering queue management. Queues in UiPath Orchestrator are the backbone of the process automation, allowing you to efficiently manage and prioritize your workload. Being able to manipulate them programmatically using the Orchestrator API gives you unprecedented control and flexibility. So in today's tutorial, we'll be covering the full spectrum of queues operations. We'll start by fetching the queues available in our specific folder, create one new queue, delete when necessary, upload queue items and explore how to link or unlink queues to the different folders. It's a hands-on journey and I will guide you through each step. So buckle up and let's dive into the fascinating world of UiPath Orchestrator API and queue management. Alright, so as you can see, we are already in the UiPath Studio now. Here, I have already created a workflow for the access token, how to get the access token. If you haven't watched the video, I'll put the link in the description box. So go and watch that video. Let's go to our topic for today, which is the queue management. So for the queue management, I also have created a XAML file where I'm just using a switch case. So to perform the different operation based on the input whatever we are giving through the input dialog. So first of all, we'll be going to perform the create operation, how we can create the queue in our orchestrator using the orchestrator API. So this this is what you can see. I have created a dictionary of string and object and keep on adding the key value pair to that dictionary, and at the end while calling the API I will convert this dictionary into the JSON. So let me show you the dictionary how I've defined it. So here you can see the dictionary of string of object. This is the what I have initialized it. And let's go. Here you can see I'm just adding the name of the dictionary, what should be the name, and this is what I'm defining the name. Then the description, what should be the description. If you want to give the description, you can give it. Then one more input parameter is called accept automatically retry. This you can uh, define as a boolean, true or false. If you will define the automatic retry, then you have to give the maximum number of retries as well if it is true only. In case if it is false, you need not to give the maximum number of retries. Then the unique reference you have to provide, either it should be true or false. In case if you are providing the true, the value will accept the unique reference queue items. So these are some of the mandatory fields that you need to give it while creating the queues, and some more fields are there that I will show you while after the response from this API call. These all you can define the JSON schema and you can add it to the body of the API call. So let me just show you the configuration of HTTP request as well. This is our endpoint. You can see the base URL of our orchestrator URL, then the OData queue definition. This will be our endpoint, and request method will be post over here. The accept response will be JSON, and as usual the authorization is must. You need to provide the access token so that this can interact with your orchestrator. And here you need to provide the organization unit ID. So as I've already told you, organization unit ID is nothing, just the folder ID where you want to create the queue. So this is done. I'll show you how I'm converting the dictionary into JSON as well. So here you can see this is our body of request. So by the serialize object, I'm just converting this dictionary into JSON. This is the formatting that I'm providing over here. So let's close this, and if this will successfully created the queue in our orchestrator, it will return the response code as 201. In case of any failure, it will respond the other response code. So I hope I have already explained you like whatever is request for the creating the queue. So Let's execute it once and see if we'll be able to create the queue or not. So let's select the operation called create and hit OK. Alright, so execution is done. Here queue created successfully. Let's go here and refresh it. So here you can see one queue has been created just now, the API queue, whatever we have given the information in our API call request. Okay, I wanted to show you one more thing. Let me do one thing. Delete this queue once. I wanted to show you other parameters as well that I've shown you while creating the queue. What will be the parameter names? So let's go here once. Let's hit OK and step in. Let's go to the locals panel. Let's go JSON response. Alright, let me go right little bit. So here you can see you can provide these input parameters as well. The encrypted parameter, then SLA in minutes, process schedule if you want to give some process schedule, the risk SLA minutes, and is process in current folder, or if you want to give some other JSON schemas if you want to define. So here you can see specific JSON data JSON schema, output data JSON schema, or the analytic JSON schema. This is all what you can give it as a parameter, input parameter to the body of our API, body of our request. Sorry. This is how like you can create the queue in your orchestrator using the Orchestrator API. Okay. All right. Now let's move to our next operation, which is how we can get all the queues available in our orchestrator or available in a specific folder. So let me just show you the configuration for this. I'm just getting the few of details like name, key, ID, and max retrieve from that queue definition. And again, I will show you what and all the details exist while fetching the queue, so that if you want to get all the details, you can get it all. Like if you want to get more the details instead of name, key, ID, and max retrieve, if you want to fetch more details, you can fetch that as well. And let me just go here. This is what the endpoint we will be going to use, and this time our request method will be get, and the organization unit ID will be as it is from for the specific folder from where you want to get the queues. So let's hit OK, and this time we'll be having the response content and our response status only. So let's go here. Close it without saving. Let's execute it. Let's select the operation as get this time. Hit OK. Cool. Let's step in. Alright, so before deserialization, let's go to the response. Here, if I'll show you, you can get the key, the name, description, number of retries, accept automatic retries there or not, the informant, the enforce unique reference is true or not. Every details that you provide while creating the queue, you can get it over here. So you can see it. These are all the details that you can get it from the queue. This is there are more than one queue, so there are three objects are there in the value. So this is our value key, which is containing all the all the queues. So there are three OData account actually, because there are three queues exist in our orchestrators in the test folder. So let's execute it. Alright, so execution is done. Now let's go here. I'll show you all the details in the text.xlsx file. So you can see we have three queues exist in our test folder. One is test, tutorials and API key, and this is the ID of all the queues in our folder and the max read write with respect to each of the queues. So this is how we can get the queues available in our orchestrator. Now let's see how we can perform the another operations as well. So for that, let me go here and see what is our next operation that we are going to perform. Okay, so our next operation will be the delete operation, how we can delete the queue. So this time the endpoint will be same, the endpoint will not be going to change for these three operation: get, create and delete. So let me hit on configure. Here you can see the endpoint is same, we just have to provide the queue id along with the along with our endpoint. So let me give this queue id that we have created just now, copy it, let's go here, paste it, and rest all will be same in apart from the request method. The request method this time will be delete, rest all the details will be same, the authorization, the organization unit id, everything will be same. Only will be going to change is the request method that we have to choose as delete. Sorry, I need to save it, paste it, okay, and just go to main and execute it. After execution you will see that queue will be going to get deleted from the test folder. Let's choose the operation as delete, hit ok. Let's go here. Okay, let me refresh the browser itself. So this time you can see we are only having the two queues. Let me just go to tenant and audit. So you can see here in the audit we can see 35 seconds ago one queue has been deleted from this service account, this one. So this is how actually we can delete the queues. Now our next operation is most important operation, like how we can add the queue items to our queues that are available in our orchestrator. So we can add a single queue items, as well as if you have a multiple queue items, like in the CSV file we used to upload a bulk queue item. So how we can perform that as well, I'll show you both. So in the queue items, again if I'll show you, I have the switch case where I'll be performing the single queue item upload and the bulk queue item upload. First I will show you how I'm uploading the single queue item. So let me first show you how the body should be for the single queue item upload. So here you can see I have a dictionary of key value pair, like first one is this one, which is my specific content, and again I'll be having one more key value pair for the item data. So item data will contain the name of the queue or some other parameters if you want to give, like the due date or defer date, or any further details if you want to give while creating the queue item, you can give it. So let me show you how you can prepare this type of the request body. So first of all I'll be having actually three dictionary key value pairs. So let me show you how it will be. So first of all I'll be using the request body. Inside the request body I'll be having two key value pairs. One is the uh, name of the queue, and other one is the specific content. Okay, and then again I'll be having one more key value pair called the specific content. So this specific content will contains the details of the uh, contains the details that is required for our operation, like phone number, email address, or any kind of details if you want to put in our queue item, that will be under the queue specific content. I mean the specific content. And at the end I'll be having again one more key value pair, which is called the single queue item. So this single queue item, for this the key will be item data, and this will contain whole this dictionary. So this is how we can prepare it. Let me just show you here as well. So in the request body I'll be having the name of the queue, and in the specific content I'll be having the name and the phone number. Then I'll be adding this specific content, queue specific content, to the request body. Here you can see with the key as specific content, and the value is the dictionary. Okay, and at the end what I'm doing is I'm adding this request body to the single queue item with the key item data. So this is how I'm preparing a single queue item. So first, for the request body the key name will contains the name of the queue, and for the specific content this name is actually contains the detail of the operation, like we can name it as email as well, whatever the details we require, so that we can access it in our workflow by using the key email. So this is how we'll actually prepare a dictionary, and while using it in our API call, we'll convert it into a JSON using our same method. Newton JSON convert serialized object. Then we'll put our dictionary, and this formatting will provide. And let me show you the configuration as well. So this will be our endpoint OData queues and queue OData CSV add queue item. This endpoint for the single queue upload. Request method will be post, and request accept will be JSON. Rest all the details will be same, like the authorization, access token, and the folder where our queue exists. So this is done, and once this will be done, it will return the status code as 201. If it returns something else, that means there is some issue with our configurations and all. So now the explanation and all is done. Let's execute and see how it will be. Let's go to main, hit on execute. Alright, let's choose the operation as upload queue items, hit OK. Again let's choose a single queue item, hit OK. Alright, the execution done. Let's see if queue item uploaded successfully. Let's go here, let's refresh it once. Okay, let's refresh the browser. Let me go inside. Yeah, so we have one queue item created. I'm not sure why it is not showing outside, but inside you can see we have one queue item. Let me go to details as well. So you can see we have the name as RoboPix and phone number this one, but this is not correct, I guess. Let me open it, because I have renamed it as email. I'm not sure I've saved it or not. Let's see if we have saved or not. Okay, go inside single queue. Yeah, we haven't saved it. So you can see we have the key as specific content key as name. So this is our specific content actually. Sorry, I need not to edit it. I need to view the details. So this is, you can see we have the specific data. Alright, so this is how actually we can create the queue item. Okay, now let's see how we can create the bulk queue item if we'll be having the multiple queue items available in our CSV file. Let me show you the CSV file once. Alright, so this is our CSV file where we'll be having different columns like the reference, deadline, postpone, priority, and then the specific content data. So this will be the specific content data, and this will be the part of your API request. This will be the also part of your API request, but it will be the part of the child, and this child will be the part of this whole request. So this is how your queue item built. Now let's go to UiPath and see how we can like build the request body for the bulk queue upload. Okay, cool. So as you have seen for the single queue upload, so for that single queue upload, uh, sorry, for that bulk queue upload, for each of the row will be keep on building the single queue item and keep on appending that single queue item to the list of queue items. So again, the list of queue items will be the uh, it will be the list of dictionary of type string of object. All right, so for the single queue item, as I've already shown you, how many like dictionary we will create it. So one will be the specific content, other will be the request body, and one more I think, let me just open it, I don't remember it. Okay, so there is specific content, request body, then this is our list of dictionary of object, and one more dictionary we will create it, that will be the type of string that will actually contains these columns, because this column we need it for the for every single queue item, and this will belongs to the specific content. So that the dictionary which is type of string, that will help us to differentiate between the regular parameters and the specific content parameter. So let me just open the code and explain you how we will be going to do it. So as you can see here, we are just using the read CSV activity. So through this read CSV, we will read that data from that CSV file and keep it in a data table. Then we will be using the while loop. So this while loop will execute till the end of the data table. So we'll check if the row index will be less than the count of our data table rows. So and this row index will be starting from 0. Then here in this assign activity, you can see I'm just keeping that row based on the row index in the uh, in this queue item row variable. So the queue item row variable, it is of type data row. Then for each column of the data table, I will keep on checking if that data if that columns is a regular column or the specific content column. So you can check. So for each column, I'll keep on checking. I've created to differentiate that columns. I've created a dictionary. Let me show you the dictionary. So this is the dictionary, the reference, deadline, postpone, and priority. So these are the some of the parameters that are optional. Either if you want to give, you can give. If you don't want to give, you can skip it. So this is the dictionary variable that I have created with the name column name to key. So in that column name to key, I will check if the column which is coming from this for each loop is belongs to that dictionary or not. If it belongs to that dictionary, then it will come inside, and here I will check if the column value is empty or not. In case if it is empty, I will skip it. If it is not empty, then for two columns I need the date for the deadline and postpone. So if the column name is deadline or postpone, then what I'm doing is I'm converting those value into the date time values. So here you can see I'm converting those values into the date time values, and for rest of the column, whatever the value is there, I'll keep it over there. And in the specific content in the single queue item, the parameter will be the column name from the dictionary. So here you can see from the dictionary I'm getting that particular key. For that key I'm appending the value over here. So this will be the part of my single queue item if it is belongs to these four columns, A to D. Else if it does not belongs to that column, then I will add it to the specific content over here. So you can see I will add it to the specific content, queue specific content. And what will be the name, what will be the key for that specific content the column name, and the value will get it from the queue item row. From this queue item row we can get the value for this particular key. And once this will be done, this for each loop, then I will append it to the queue items. Oh sorry, then here I will add the single queue. In the single queue item I will add the specific content, because uh, for rest of the columns, the regular columns, I already added it to the specific content if that belongs to the dictionary. If those columns for from the data table belongs to this dictionary, I'm already adding it to the single queue item. But for rest of the column I was adding it to the specific content. So here the specific content I will add it at the end. Once this will be done, I will add that single queue item to the list of queue items. So here you can see I'm just appending, I'm just keep on appending that single queue item to the list of queue item. And here at the end I will increase the row count. So this way it will keep on adding the single queue item to the queue item collection, queue items collection. That will be the type of list of dictionary of string of object. Okay, oh sorry, minimized it. Then at the end, once this will be done, so in my request body, then again I have a dictionary called the request body. So in this request body I will add one parameter with the key value pair called queue name. So here I will provide the queue name. What is my queue name? Then the queue items, again one more parameter called the queue items. For this queue item I will use my queue items that I'm getting from that while loop. So from this while loop I will move that queue items to this parameter queue item. Then again I will use a commit type. So this commit type is important. This commit type is of three types: all or nothing, stop on first failure, and process all independently. So this first type will be upload all the queue items or no queue items. Then second option, stop on first failure, it will stop whenever one queue item will get failed to upload. And this process all independently will process all the queue items independently. So I'm using this type, this commit type. So overall, if you will see in my request body, there will be three parameters: queue name, queue items, and commit type. And queue items will contains all the queue items that I need to upload, which is again a we can say dictionary. And once this dictionary will be prepared, while making the API request, I will convert it into a JSON using the same method that we have used earlier, this one. Let's close it, click on configure. So this time our endpoint will be different. So my endpoint will be bulk add queue items. Earlier it was add queue items. And the request method will be post, request accept will be accept response will be JSON. Rest all the details like authorization or the organization unit ID, these are must and as usual same. So let's close it. And if it will upload the queue items, it will give the response status response code as 200. Else if it is not 200, then there might be some mistake we are doing while making the request. So this is all about the explanation for the bulk queue upload. Now let's execute the code and see if we are able to create the queue items or not. So let's hit on debug and let's go to the orchestrator, and I'll show you how many queue items we already have it in our queue. So as you can see, we have 7 queue items. So and 4 queue items we are going to create from our CSV file. So let's choose the operation as upload queue item and bulk queue upload. Okay, cool, the execution is done. Now let's go to the orchestrator, refresh it, and see there are 11 queue items now. That means the 4 queue items are newly created from our CSV file. So this is how we can upload the bulk queue items. So there is again limit of bulk queue items. I guess 15,000 row items you can upload it at once. You can refer the paper documentation for the exact number. As I remember, it is 15,000. So now let's move to our last operation, which is link or unlink the queue between the folders. So for that, what I'm gonna do is, as we have seen in the asset video, how we can link or unlink the asset, it will be same like that. So let me just explore it. So here we'll be seeing if it is a type of if we want to perform the link operation or the delink operation or unlink operation. So the QID will be must for both the operations, either it's a link or unlink, which QI we want to link or unlink. So for that we'll get the QID from our the Excel file where we kept all the queues available in our orchestrator. Let me open it. So let's say this is the queue. I believe this same QID I have it. Yeah, so let it be. Then we have to prepare a request body in a JSON format. So again, I have a dictionary of string of object. In that, if it is a link operation, I will add a key called to add folders, in which folder I want to link that particular queue. And to remove folder ID, this will be empty because I want to link that queue to this folder. And in case I want to delink or unlink the queues from the folders, so that time the to add folders key will be empty, be having the IDs of the folder in the to remove field, because I want to delink it. So from which folder I want to delink it? This folder. Which key? Which queue? This queue. So this is how we can prepare the body, and while making the while making the API call request, we can convert the dictionary into the JSON format, as usually we are doing it in all the requests. So let's hit on configure and see what and all the configuration that we have to do for this HTTP call. So this is our endpoint. This much will be our endpoint, and rest most of the details will be same. The organization unit ID where our queue exists, and the authorization as usual we are doing. The request method will be post, and accept response will be JSON, and the dictionary will pass it in the body by converting it into a JSON format. So this is how we can link or unlink the queues between the folders. So as of now you can see this queue, this test queue belongs to this test folder only, but soon this queue will appear in the shared folder as well. As of now you can see there is no test queue. Test1 queue is there, but no test queue. So let me go here, execute it. So let's choose the operation as link or unlink. Okay, so let's choose link. Hit OK. Execution is done. Let me refresh it. Boom, you can see the queue which was earlier appearing in the test folder, now it is appearing in the shared folder as well. So this is how we can link the queue between the folders. Now let's see how we can delink it. Let's choose the operation as link or unlink, and this time we'll choose unlink. Let's hit OK. Let's go to the orchestrator, refresh it. So you can see that queue is not appearing over here this time. That means the queue is delink. So this is how we can do the queue management using the Orchestrator API. We can perform the multiple operations like get, update, delete, add the queue items, add queue upload items, or how to link or unlink the queues between the folders. We covered a lot in this video, from fetching and creating queues to deleting them, uploading queue items, and linking or unlinking queues to different folders. These skills are invaluable, giving you the ability to fine tune your automation processes for optimal performance and efficiency. If you found this tutorial helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to ring the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Thank you for joining me today. Keep automating, and I will see you in the next video. If you have any questions, or if there is a specific topic you would like us to cover, drop a comment below. Until next time, happy automating.